If you like the smell of Italian food in your kitchen, then this red tomato and red pepper soup is definitely worth trying. I personally love the smell of fresh cloves of garlic, fresh thyme and tomatoes in the kitchen. It always makes me feel like eating. So, for this recipe of the grilled tomatoes and the red pepper soup, we will need 6 vine tomatoes, fresh thyme, 3 cloves of garlic, red onion, and organic vegetable stock. But with this recipe, we first start with preheating the oven at 180 degrees. And then we can start preparing. So I always start with washing the tomatoes first. I buy them organic, but still they need a good rinse. And then I'm gonna slice them and put the bottoms up in the oven scale. So if you want to make a soup only with tomatoes, that's also possible, but I like the taste of red pepper. So I always add them. So now we will add some thyme. And I'm gonna cut the red onion. Onions are also very good for you. They're very good for your gut. They feed the good bacteria and they kill the bad stuff. So if you want, every day an onion is also good for you. It's also good for the eyes to cook with as many colors as you can. And then I'm gonna add the garlic. I think I always take about 3 cloves, but I really love garlic. And just like onion, garlic is also very, very healthy. It's good for your blood pressure, also good against bad bacteria and parasites in the gut. Most people don't really like to talk about it, but your health really starts in your gut, so it's important to take care of it. So here I have the already grilled peppers. They have also really nice fluid here that I can add to it. And I'm gonna put the tomatoes first because they need to be grilled more, and then later I'm gonna add the red pepper. So I put them in the oven now. And I leave them in for about 20 to 30 minutes. Just take a look when they're ready. If you see the skin is starting to break open, then it's gonna be fine. So now we're gonna put on the water. I use about 500 to 700 milliliters. It depends on how thick you want your soup to be. I'm gonna put on the stove. So I'm gonna add about 700 milliliters. And then I'm gonna add the organic vegetable soup stock. If you like this, the taste better of chicken or beef stock, that's also possible, but I use here a vegetable one. So my tomatoes are ready, so I'm gonna take them out of the oven. Look, they're nice and well done. And then I'm gonna put them in the blender. Together with the onions. But I'm gonna remove now the fresh thyme. So, and I have here my grilled peppers. So as I said, you can do them yourself, but I find it very handy. You can just buy them in a pot and they're already grilled and they have a wonderful flavor. And if you want, you can add a little of the moist of the peppers to the soup. And then I'm gonna add some of my stock that I have already ready. You don't have to add everything, it's just to make enough so that they can blend properly. And then I'm gonna add the blended tomatoes and the peppers back into the pan. So this is gonna make a little bit of noise. So make sure you blend them well enough, otherwise you have the skin of the tomato that is a little bit in it. But if you've blended properly, you can just add it to your pan. And then you stir it, and then the soup is ready. If you want, you can add a little coconut milk or crème fraîche to it if you want a little bit more thickness to your soup. But I don't use crème fraîche anymore, I just use coconut milk. So I'm gonna add a few spoons. And then I'm gonna put them in a bowl. A lot of people get a dip during the afternoon, so a soup is then a perfect thing to eat because the salt will spice you up and gives you a little bit more of energy. I'm gonna add some fresh thyme to make it look nice, and a little bit of coconut. And we're done. Enjoy!